Mixing Adventures. My name is Lisa Keegan, and if you don't like the mess that baking makes in your kitchen, let me show you today how easy it is with the Thermomix. This recipe is phenomenal. It doesn't have to be gluten-free. I'll give you the tips on how it can be just normal glutinous if you like along the way, but it's like a couple of steps. It's dairy-free, it's amazing. So come with me today and I'll show you how. It's on cookiedoo.com.au, so guided recipes are fantastic because it just takes the brain work out of it when you need it to be easy and simple. Also lets you send it to Woolworths online and do click and collect if you'd like to do that as well. First things first, preheat oven and line a cake tin. Okay, now I've also done this, like I'm just gonna be practical, Lisa, for a second. When I'm cooking this just for my family and not for cafe style food or entertaining style food, I actually put it in a rectangular dish instead. It's easier to carve and share with my family. So we're going to grease and line a tin, then we're going to put almonds in, and we've got 220 grams of almonds. I'm not blanching them, okay, it is just good old almonds. In they go. We're going to put the lid on and we're going to blitz this down to not even a fine almond meal, it's only 5 seconds and it's only speed 7. So we're going to spin that up for 5 seconds, speed 7, and blitz it down. Now it does say prolong that time if it's not fine enough. The little note on the bottom told me. Let's have a look and see. That's actually amazing. Look at that. Now if you do want that powder, you can go further, but I'm not going to worry. Now we transfer back aside and we keep on going. So now we're going to put in next, I think, is the carrots. But let's have a look at that and see. The beauty of guided recipes is they tell you transfer to a bowl and set aside, and now put in 300 grams of carrots. Don't peel them. The ends are edible. See those bits? Don't cut them off. Chuck them in. So now we're going to chop these down, put the lid on for 5 seconds, speed 6. So let's spin the dial, let the Thermomix do that. Alright, how easy is that? I love the fact that with the things like the carrots, zucchinis, things like that, it just makes it so easy. No grating with a grater when you've got a Thermomix. Alright, now, we're not transferring aside, we're going straight on with the recipe. So 100 grams of grapeseed oil. Now I'm using sunflower seed oil. It needs to be flavorless. If you put an olive oil into this, it's gonna taste wrong, okay? So highly recommend a grapeseed or a sunflower oil that has no flavor to it. So 100 grams. Now this is what makes it a little heavy, I know it doesn't matter, but this is what makes it dairy free. Like ordinarily in a cake, you would be putting in butter, right? So this is your butter equivalent. It really is what the grapeseed oil is about. Okay, some vanilla. Homemade vanilla is the best. If you get a chance to get some beans and make it, highly recommend it. It's just beautiful. Next, 3 eggs. Now I'm actually using 2 plus a spare white. I had a spare white left over from some other cooking, so I'm not going to worry about the yolk that's missing. If anything, it'll just make it slightly moister, so that's fine. Okay, some brown sugar. Now we don't keep brown sugar in our house, okay? It's something we don't cook with sugar too often. I'll avoid it nearly as much as I can. However, you'll see with this cafe series, you know, we're doing sugar because often when you go to a cafe with a friend or you have someone over or you go on a picnic and you're like, I just want to do something that's a bit spoiling, it tends to involve sugar or cheese. So in this time, this is what it's going to have, okay? So and I'm just using raw sugar because that's what we use. We either use raw sugar or monk fruit. If we're using sweet, a liquid one, we will use rice malt or honey. So use what you would normally use. And I tend to, my rule of thumb is if it's a liquid form, I stay with liquid form. If it's a powdered form or a grainy form, so to speak, stay with that, okay? So next is 2 teaspoons of gluten-free baking powder. I mean, baking powder is generally gluten-free. However, it is worth checking the label. I'm going to go with that size. I don't have a teaspoon out at the moment, so we'll just pretend that was 2. But yeah, generally that's actually okay, but worth checking your labels if you are cooking for somebody who is gluten-free. 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. Love cinnamon. That might have been a little too generous. 2 teaspoons of ground ginger. In that goes. And you can see I'm just guesstimating. Don't get too hung up on your amounts, okay? A pinch of salt. There that goes. And reserved almond meal. Can you see how easy this is with baking? I mean, you've got everything in now, I think, in such little time. Let's just check. I'll put the lid on now. Yeah, I do. Like 10 seconds now, and we will be done. How cool is that? So let's spin this up. camera's doing that. Oh, I think I just breathed in my cinnamon. But it's done. Can you believe how simple that is? Scrape down the sides and pour into prepared tin. Like, it doesn't get easier than that. And you know what, that 10 seconds, as much as I'm in here cooking for you in my studio or my workroom, if you were in a kitchen, you would have been putting away your cinnamon, you would have been putting your bowl in the dishwasher. If you crack, like, I mean, you probably don't crack yours into eggs, you probably use your front here of your bowl to crack your eggs. You've seen me do that plenty of times. Putting away your baking powder, like, you'd be using your time really wisely. I mean, I'm stuck in my studio, so I won't do that. But you can see how easy it is, right? So I'm just grabbing the last bits of carrot from around the top, and then we literally put it into our tin. Now, it's going to go in an 170-degree oven. We'll just check the timing in a minute. And then once it's cool, it's going to get a beautiful cream cheese icing on top. You can put nuts on top to decorate if you like as well. You can go all out that way. Pistachios, those sorts of things to make it really fancy if you want it to be fancy, or if you're making it as a lunchbox filler, no need for topping. It's totally up to you. How cool is that? So, just spread this out. If you don't spread it out, you end up with a lump in the middle, right? So you do want to spread it a little bit. And bake for 45 to 60. So it really depends on your size of your tin as to how long this is going to take. If you've got a wider tin, so this is about 20-21 centimeters. Say you put yours in a bigger one, like your 23 centimeter rose gold from the mix shop. This is the smaller one from the mix shop. Then yours is going to cook in about 45. Mine's probably going to take an hour, just looking at the size and knowing my oven. But again, it's so personal. You know, your oven is so unique to your kitchen and you. So that's it. Baking in your Thermomix doesn't get much easier. Now let me know if you've got any questions about this recipe. I already know one of you is probably thinking, can I make this nut-free without the almonds? Yes, sunflower seeds will work perfectly. So if you are a nut-free school and you're making a big slab to send to school, sunflower seeds, just mill them down at the beginning instead. It'll work perfectly fine. But absolutely amazing. I can't wait to hear how you make it and how you find it and your feedback. Please do let me know and comment below if I can support you with anything regarding your Thermomix, because I love to inspire you to get more out of your Thermomix. So I do hope you're enjoying this cafe to kitchen food, and I hope that you're making it so you don't have to go spend money going out and all that stuff, and you can save money with your Thermomix on your bench. But otherwise, guys, take care, and I'll see you in the next video soon. Bye for now.